Начинаю. Nobody talks about why the lonely generation right now is...
Так. Так не надо. Лишь бы не надо. Поняла, да? Лишь бы прочитать не надо. Мы делаем медленно, но качественно. Чтобы не было ошибок, которые будут закреплены в нашей памяти. Поняла, да? Все с самого начала мы делаем правильно или вообще не делаем. Хорошо? Смотри, слово lonely. Скажи lonely.
Lonely.
Lonely – это Y на конце, буква русская У на конце. Lonely – это слово переводится как lonely – одинокий. Одинокий, lonely. Есть даже у Битлз, у Битлов, у Поля Маккартни есть песня. When we was lonely, yes, we was lonely. Поняла, да? Песня. Когда мы были одиноки, да, мы были одиноки. When we was lonely, yes, we was lonely. Когда мы были одиноки, да, мы были одиноки. Lonely. И est это значит суперформа. Форма, превзойденная форма. Слышишь, да? Самые одинокие. Loneliest. Loneliest. Скажи loneliest.
Loneliest.
Lonely, скажи.
Lonely.
А теперь loneliest.
Loneliest.
Вот так надо, loneliest. Nobody talks about why the loneliest generation right now, loneliest generation. Давай, читай сначала. Nobody talks about
why the loneliest generation right now is the boomers. And it isn't that their kids stopped calling or their friends moved away. It's that they were raised.
Еще раз.
It's that they were raised to never need
Raised. Подожди, так. Опять, лишь бы прочитать и перешагнуть перед этим, точно не зная, как это читается, да? Но перешагнуть, главное, надо, да? It's that they were raised. Скажи, to raise. Raise – это поднимать, воспитывать, поняла? They were raised. You was raised in Kazakhstan. I was raised in Samarkand. Raised, воспитана, понимаешь, что? It's that they were raised. Давай, читай. It's
that they were raised to never need anyone.
Что? They were... я не услышала.
It's that they were raised to never need anyone. Raised.
Да,
to never need anyone. And now they are in
Нет, не anyone, а anyone. Ударение на первом слове. To never need... Не anyone. Нет, не anyone, Вика. To never need anyone. Anyone. Скажи anyone.
Anyone. Anyone, and now they are in...
No, not anyone. Anyone.
Anyone.
Опять. Anyone. На первом слоге ударения. Давай.
Anyone, and now in their 70s, discovering that self-realize...
No. Self-reliance.
Self-reliance. And connection were never the same thing. My dad doesn't call to talk about his feelings. He calls to tell me the weather in the Melbourne, to mention that the footy was on, to ask if I have eaten. Then he says, right, well, and hangs up it under for minutes. He did say he's fine, and maybe he is. But I have been thinking a lot lately about what fine actually costs a generation of men and women who were raised to never need anyone.
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 Mhm.
We talk endlessly about Gen Z, loneliness, the memes, the think pieces, the TikToks of people crying about having no friends. And yes, the date backs it up.
The data
The data backs it
backs it up.
up. But there is a quieter story happening at the other end of the age spectrum, the one that doesn't get nearly enough airtime. Get nearly enough airtime. The boomers now in the 60s and 70s are dealing with
Not dealing. Deal. What a deal. Dealing.
dealing with a loneliness that's different in kind, not just degree. It's not just the kids moved out or that friends got sick or relocated. It's something more structural, built into who they were trained to be. The self-reliance that seems like strength. Baby boomers were shared by a very spectrum culture moment.
But a very what?
A very specific cultural moment.
No.
According to psychologists, the boomer generation grew up in the post-World War II era made by rapid
Marked. Не marked, а marked. От слова mark. Маркер. Карандаш маркер. Есть маркер? Знаешь, да? Маркер. Marked. То есть отмеченный. Ну?
marked by rapid industrialization, cultural shifts, and what one clinical psychologist described as less
Described.
as less emotional hand-holding. As the message received loud and clean from parents who had
Loud and
clear from parents who had survived the depression and the war was this: you handle things yourself, you don't complain, you work hard and you keep going.
Ты перевод знаешь, да? Понимаешь, о чем речь, да?
Ну да. The blueprint produced genuinely.
Как?
Genuinely. Produced.
Genuinely, да.
Genuinely impressive qualities. Resilience, work ethic.
No, resilience. Говори.
Resilience, work ethic. The ability to push through discomfort. But it also encoded something else. Something that's only becoming visible now. A deep-seated suspicion of needing other people. Mental health researchers
No, researchers, mental health researchers note, отмечают. Давай, mental health, ну?
Mental health researchers note that boomers inherited a tough it out attitude from their parents and
Не attitude, attitude, отношение, attitude. What an attitude? Какое отношение? Attitude. Ну, tough it out attitude. Давай.
tough it out attitude from their parents, and many still carry the belief that discussing emotional struggles openly is sign of weakness.
Is a sign of weakness. Openly is a sign of weakness. Это знак слабости. Давай. Sign.
Sign
Is a sign.
is a sign
Is
of weakness. That's not a character flaw. It's a learned survival strategy that made complete sense in the world they grew up in. Ага, мамулек, минуточку. Так. Strategy that made complete sense in the world they grew up in. The problem is that survival strategies don't always translate well into a different season of life. Work was often in the primary vehicle from boomers identified.
No. Vehicle. The primary vehicle. Vehicle это движущее средство. Машина, там, велосипед, что-то. Это просто движущее средство. Vehicle. Скажи vehicle.
Vehicle.
Primary это первостепенное движущее средство для идентичности бумера. Так, работа часто была первостепенным движущим средством для идентификации бумера. Поняла, да? And social connection. И социальные коннекции. Так, work, вот отсюда читаю. Work
was often the primary vehicle for boomer identity and social connection. Your job gave you colleagues, structure, purpose, community. Purpose, community. It gave you somewhere to be and someone to be. When retirement hits, all of that
evaporates at once.
Evaporates at once. And if you have spent 50 years building your sense of self,
your sense
of self around competence and productivity,
competence and productivity. Around
competence and productivity, the sudden absence of both can leave a person genuinely adrift, without the relation vocabulary to even articulate what's wrong.
Relational vocabulary. Это vocabulary — это запас слов. Without the rational vocabulary. Vocabulary. Скажи vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Это запас слов, vocabulary. Давай. To even articulate what's wrong.
To even articulate what's wrong. The numbers are quieter than you had expected, but they are moving.
Expect. You'd expect. You had expect. You'd expect. Ну-ка, expect скажи. You did expect, скорее всего, здесь.
You did expect.
The numbers are quieter than you did expect, but they are moving.
You did expect, but they are moving. Here the thing that tends to surprise people.
Чего? Так. Сначала читай здесь. Here is the thing. Вот это, давай.
Here is the thing that tends to surprise people. Raw loneliness statistics actually show boomers as less lonely than younger generation right now. Jingo's loneliness research found that Gen Z adults report the highest rate of loneliness at around 71%, while boomers
71%.
71%, while boomers sit closer to 44%. At first glance, that looks.
At first glance, взгляд, glance. At first glance, давай.
At first glance, that looks reassuring.
No. That looks reassuring. Assure — утверждать, да? Assure, to assure you. Reassuring — это reassuring. Выглядит reassuring, разубеждающе выглядит. Reassuring, по-моему. Слышь, да? Reassuring. Точно я посмотрю, то есть разубеждающий или, наоборот, сильнее убеждающий. Я точно не знаю, в словаре надо посмотреть. Хорошо? At first glance, that looks reassuring. Reassuring надо посмотреть значение. Дальше.
But dig a little deeper, that the picture shifts.
Так, скажи reassuring.
Reassuring.
Reassuring. No, reassuring. Вот так.
Reassuring.
Reassuring, ага.
But dig a little deeper and the picture shifts.
Дальше.
The same ginger research.
Что ты сказала?
The same Кигна.
Вика. Здесь нет the. Здесь есть that. Не the, а that. Это большая разница. That same signa research. That same, а не the same. That same. Ну-ка, давай.
That same signa research found that boomer loneliness increased by 9% in a in a single year. The steps
No. In a single year, да, дальше.
the steps jump of any generation.
Что? The
The
steepest
jump of any generation.
Мгм.
Meanwhile, research tracking all the Americans.
Tracking. No. Не tracking, а tracking. Track. Tracking – это to track, это значит прослеживать. Tracking. Tracking. Ну, research tracking.
Research
Давай,
tracking all the Americans over time shows that social isolation increased sharply after
Increases. Не increase, а increases. S на конце, как бы, это настоящее время глагола. Increases. Social isolation increases. То есть социальная изоляция увеличивается. S на конце. Давай. Social
isolation increases sharply after age 75. And the actual number of lonely individuals is likely to rise significantly as the boomers.
Вот это я не знаю, как cohort, по-моему. Cohort ages into the 80s. Ага. Ну ладно, Викулечка, давай. Уже 10 часов, да? 10 часов, да? Слушай, Викуля, что хочу сказать-то.